Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. In this one, I am going to be discussing the patch notes for the brand new update that just went live here in Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, if you guys weren't already aware, about 30 minutes ago at the time of making this video, a brand new update did end up going live in Vanguard. And I will admit, this particular update was pretty interesting. In it, we did end up getting the brand new experimental playlist, some attachment changes, perk changes, and all kinds of things like that. And that's what I am going to be discussing in this one. With that all being said, if you guys want to enjoy this video at any given point in time, make sure you leave a like on it down below as well as subscribe. Also, at the end of this video, I have a special message, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And yeah, with that all being said, let's actually dive right into it. And alright guys, so as you can see, I'm over here on the Sledgehammer Games website, and we have the patch notes for the brand new update that just went live on March 25th. So with that being said, let's actually read them. And interestingly enough, starting right from the top, we have the brand new experimental playlist, where they go on to state, a primary goal of the spawn system in Vanguard is to prevent players from spawning in a position where an enemy player immediately threatens them. We recognize that this system frequently fails to select a quality spawn point on smaller maps based on analytics and player feedback. In the new experimental playlist, we have modified the spawn system to better determine the quality of a given spawn location on the map. With these changes, players should feel that spawns are less random, especially in objective-based modes. In the first iteration of what will be a reoccurring experimental playlist, players will experience a mosh pit of the following maps and modes, and the maps are Shipment, DOS House, and Dome, and the modes in Core are Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Domination, and Hardpoint. Furthermore, they go on to state the experimental playlist is available now. Give it a try and share your feedback with us on our survey. Now, if you guys would like to fill out the survey, I will be linking it down below. So yeah, the experimental playlist. Overall, I think this is very interesting as well as a really good idea for Sledgehammer Games, because this particular playlist now allows Sledgehammer to try out new game features and ideas that they had and put it in a playlist and allow players to try it out, give their feedback, and then if they like it, they can implement it in multiplayer, and if they don't, the idea stays in the experimental playlist and they don't have to implement it in multiplayer. So yeah, those are just my own thoughts on it, and hopefully this becomes a kind of staple in Vanguard where whenever they want to try out something new, they actually put in an experimental playlist and let people try it out beforehand. And interestingly enough, this goes back to something that Sledgehammer Games stated back in Season 1, and that's they want to be a lot more transparent with the community, and that includes more blog posts as well as kind of giving us insight into changes and plans that they have for Vanguard multiplayer. And I think this experimental playlist is kind of a step in the right direction towards that. So yeah, with that all being said, now let's actually talk about some of the attachment changes, where they state the goal of the following changes is to transition some of the Chariot 8-inch rapid barrel penalties to the .50 BMG mags. Players should know that the .50 BMG bar is now more challenging, while the barrel attachment is a viable option on a wider variety of loadouts. Note these changes were implemented on March 22nd, and they go on to state Chariot 18-inch rapid barrel for the bar decreased recoil while firing. Also, for the .50 BMG 20 and 30 round magazines for the bar, they increased initial recoil while firing as well as decreased horizontal recoil. Now this is a pretty good thing, because candidly the bar is a really overpowered rifle in the current state of Vanguard, or well, the current state of the game before this particular update. As we're all very well aware, the bar with a .50 BMG round could essentially get a 2-shot kill, which was pretty ridiculous. So overall, I think this is a good change. With that being said, now let's move over to the perks, where they state Engineer Perk 2. Players equipped with the Engineer perk will no longer have their radar scrambled while enemy counter spy plane is active. Now this is a really good thing, because the freaking counter spy planes are incredibly annoying in Vanguard, and luckily enough, the Engineer perk will now actually counter that, which is very good. And okay, now let's talk about the field upgrades. They state Tactical Insertion addressed an issue that causes an excessive amount of lights to emit once placed. And now let's move over to kill streaks, where they state Spy plane 4 kills, reverted unintentional increase to cruise speed. For the counter spy plane, which is also at 4 kills, they reverted unintentional increase to cruise speed, and they also go on to state the following kill streaks are no longer restricted while an enemy counter spy plane is active, and they are the counter spy plane, so you can put your own counter spy plane up when an enemy counter spy plane is up, the glide bomb, as well as the bombing run. Moving over to the ball turret gunner, they state increased audio levels while active, and of course this was another change that was implemented on March 22nd. So now let's actually talk about modes. So for arms race, they state players can no longer spawn on squad mates who are in a contested base. lethal and tactical equipment is no longer immediately refilled when a field upgrade is purchased at the buy station. Players will no longer respawn with weapons equipped from the ground. They also improved the victory and defeat UI at the end of a match, and they addressed an exploit that allowed players within the protected area of an own base to be killed by the Goliath field upgrade. Alright, so now let's talk about ranked play, and they state weapon blueprints. Blueprints can now be equipped in ranked play and appear in-game with correct visuals. So this is a really good thing. It's kind of odd that beforehand you couldn't use weapon blueprints in ranked play. So that's of course going to be changed with this particular update, so that's always good. And they also state restricted attachments are flagged in create a class and automatically removed if the blueprint is equipped in-game. They also have UI improvements where they state players using a controller can now cycle through player entries in the lobby list before a ranked play match starts. And they also added various UI fixes. For zombies, they state side quests, new addition to the dig spot side quest for players to discover. This change was implemented on March 22nd. And of course for weapons, they state addressed an issue where magazine attachments on the Wellgun SMG could cause reduced reserve ammo in zombies. And alright guys, so that's going to effectively conclude the patch notes for the brand new update that just went live here in Call of Duty Vanguard. Now before I end off today's video, I do have a special message, and that's I want to say thank you very much for 5,000 subscribers. Of course, yesterday at the time of making this video, the channel broke 5,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible, and I cannot thank you guys enough. Of course, my last video that I uploaded is absolutely going crazy. I think right now it's over 11,000 views, which is absolutely insane, and I want to say thank you very much for that. Also, I'm really interested if you guys came from that video and you're watching this one, make sure you comment down below. Let's say hashtag Rebirth Reinforced if you came from my Rebirth Reinforced video. So with that all being said, thank you very much for 5,000 subscribers. Of course, in addition to 5,000 subscribers, I'm also coming up on 7 years on YouTube. So what I'm going to be doing is on April 5th, which marks exactly 7 years since I started my YouTube channel, that's going to be both my 7-year special and my 5,000 subscriber specials. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty big video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And yeah, with that being said guys, that's going to effectively wrap up this one. I hope you guys went on to enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like on it down below, as well as subscribe and turn on post notifications, so that way you guys will not miss any of the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, class ups, intel, and so much more. So thank you once again for watching. I'm your host, Deeper Jungle. Thank you for 5,000 subscribers, and I hope to see you in the next one.